everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL.
All right. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And his first pass is incomplete. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
So 2nd and 10 here. To throw again, Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 for him now on the year. He didn't get rid of the football there, took the sack, although that's easier said than done. He can't just chuck the thing sideways into the seats.
No, he really can't because you're not afforded total protection as a quarterback. You have to get outside of the tackle boxes as defined by the NFL, meaning wherever your tackles operate normally, get outside of that, and the ball that you throw has to get back to at least the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, you face an intentional grounding call.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. They'll run it now out of the gun. Dances by him. Boom! Still fighting through tackles. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles, and his feet never stop moving?
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And a look at the Vikings defensive unit.
Let's take a second here to talk about cornerback Xavier Rhodes. And what I love about his game, his long arms and strong hands. When you put him in press coverage, it's really hard for receivers to get off the line of scrimmage and get into their routes.
Had what most thought was his best year in 2016. The trophy case agrees. His first Pro Bowl. Here's the first carry for Dwayne Washington. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And incomplete, a disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So here come the Vikings with a long field ahead of them. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Okay, Charles, the Vikings offensive starters, a former Ole Miss Rebel is a guy to watch, and that's Laquan Treadwell.
No doubt about it, and when you look at his speed, forget it. All right, just throw out that time stuff. Watch his play speed. He plays the game really fast and big and aggressively. They want to call him Megaquan. If he plays to that, he'll really help this Vikings team.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. And now the Lions defensive starters.
It's hard to believe that a guy can get double-digit sacks in the NFL, and we can still describe him as raw, but that's the case for Ziggy Ansah, who went to BYU, mainly as a track and field guy, gravitated towards football, became a starter for 1 season, and then moved into the NFL. A lot of potential left to scratch for him, a lot more pass rush moves left to be added, but he is a scary, scary prospect.
And that is incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Pulled in at the 24. 12 yards on the return that time, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, don't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken.
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now, to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye. That happened fast and a big sack. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Daniil Hunter in there to get him, and that's sack number 18 for him on the year.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. And taken right on the 30. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. So they are holding down one of the final wild card spots. And with 2 weeks to go, there are others kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And imagine what the talk has been all week within their locker room. And it's really, let's rely on ourselves, because they could get help and still get to the playoffs. But who wants that? Go out, win the game, take care of things yourself, and then you don't have anything else to worry about.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. Another good run there. He's been good all season long. I don't know if he's going to win that MVP award, but just to be in the discussion, obviously that means he's had a great run.
The raw numbers put him in the discussion. Can he carry his team to enough victories? Can he put them in a spot where we say to ourselves, well, an MVP carries his team to the playoffs. That's what he's going to need in order to get that award.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
This is Brown on the carry. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. So the offense now dealing with a 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Now a handoff here to his running back. Finding room to the 20. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. The intended receiver was Laquan Treadwell, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
We always talk about receivers. If the ball hits your hand, you're supposed to haul it in, but it is hard to adjust to a pass thrown a little bit behind you.
That one was all the momentum going forward. Couldn't contort his body back to grab it. And to give this time to the tailback. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
So if I'm an offensive coordinator, there's one thing that I know for sure. This is one of the top 5 teams in the NFL against the run. So when I look at my playlist, I'm probably thinking about throwing it.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. And Forbath will put this one through, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they were able to move the ball into the red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 66 yards.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. 3-0 is our score. We're back to the Motor City after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out. Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Stafford. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they're challenging the spot. If you're a coach, you hesitate to throw the flag anytime it's a spot discernment.
You certainly do, because you feel like that's not one you're likely to win, and you may need that challenge flag for later in the game.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Shifts by him, and he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick, and shifty. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. The other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
On first down at Stafford. And that'll be incomplete.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing, timing, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there. Threw it behind him. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Throwing again. Stafford. And that is incomplete. The Lions on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And his kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at the 3. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, you know, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
Back to throw now on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make this a second down.
Now, that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Now back to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw now on first down. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time. And it's second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Let's go.
Now they'll run on the draw. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Back to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot him. And Detroit getting set to go now. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. The Lions on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up 4th.
Slants are so tough to cover because everything happens so fast. But sometimes it happens too fast for the guy catching the ball because all of his movements have to be quick off the line of scrimmage, and then all of a sudden the ball's right on top of you. And maybe he got a little bit ahead of himself there.
A lot of times coming in with good pace, and he dropped it. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And, you know, their previous possession, they were able to move the football, but still wound up punting in the end.
You know, in 2016, Carolina had a 20-play drive that lasted over 10 minutes. And remember how it ended?
In a punt.
Yeah, I mean, how does that happen? You just don't see that happen every day.
And this one maybe not quite. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, we'll send you to Orlando and Larry Ridley as he'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. But no touchdown. These guys need to give Larry some touchdowns to talk about.
Things are too easy for him right now back in the studio. Come on, guys. Help the man out. Give him something to talk about.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield. Complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third. And that is incomplete.
On 3rd and 1, I think everyone in the stadium thought they'd try and run the football there, but they tried to surprise the defense and hit something through the air. Instead, it results in an incompletion.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. On 3rd down, it's Briggs, and he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try to think with them here. Try to play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be third and forever. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
Thanks, guys. We'll get back to you soon for the second half of this tied ball game. But first, let's look back now at this first half of play. Both the Lions and the Vikings haven't figured out yet how they're going to move the ball through the air. The defenses on both sides have kept points off the board, and it will be interesting to see if they can keep that up. First and 10, defense will win the battle and get the sack. This ends up as a loss of 9. Vikings have it late in the second. Defense will get to the quarterback here. This goes for a loss of 9. Staying late in the second. Shepard's going to make the catch in traffic, and he ends up at their own 49-yard line. Still late stages of the second. Slay's got to get the quarterback here. This ends up as a huge loss in yardage. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
To return, here comes Marcus Sherrills. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down.
And that was a nice play by the defense. And it is tough to be an offensive lineman nowadays, especially if you're dealing with how the defensive tackles have evolved. Their quickness, their agility, their speed has changed the big guys in the middle, the center, and the offensive guards. Formerly, they were just power players. Now they have to be light on their feet as well to keep up with the speed of the defensive players.
On third down, that's Shepard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Seven yards on the punt with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 3 yards to go on second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Second down now after the pass completion. Operating from the gun. Stafford, and that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Pass interference. Defense.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Finding room inside the 40. And he cuts it out to the sideline. And all the way down to the 9. It's a big play there for the Lions. 41 yards on the ground. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient. Followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are in for 6. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive. And how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
So the drive there took 6 plays. And it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll look to throw, and his throw is incomplete. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Let's go,
They'll set up a throw. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Detroit getting set to go now. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
And to give this time to the tailback. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
I know anytime you watch a team run the ball really well, there's a pinball effect, people bouncing off of each other. There's also some things of beauty in there when you see these nice, explosive, strong runs. And this guy, he knows how to carry the football really well and continually wants the football. Why? He knows the offensive line's going to give him great effort, and he gives great effort himself to finish off runs.
Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that?
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Throwing is Stafford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. Well, they haven't had a whole lot of success in the passing game here. Now, in the 2nd half, he's thinking, I guess maybe just take a shot deep.
I think you're right. Almost looking for a bailout, isn't he? Can my receiver go up and make a big play for me? Can I create a penalty downfield, maybe pick up an interference call and get that yardage downfield? Anything trying to get going again, but you're right. He definitely took a shot.
And now out comes Minnesota. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Second down following the incompletion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And when you're running the football, one thing you don't want to see is a big boy coming up there to swallow you whole in those D tackles and nose tackles.
No, you're actually counting on your big boys to protect you from them. But on that play, the defensive tackle had the leverage, and he won the battle. No gain, correct?
No gain. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that's going to make it 4th down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Here's Ryan Quigley now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. A fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. And they give this time to the tailback. Room to run past midfield. 34 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now a handoff looking right. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. To throw on 2nd down is Stafford. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A critical error there in a tight game to the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of...
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Ziggy Ansah in there for the 20th time this year as he continues what could be a record-setting season. He'll look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. So that a double whammy. Not only do you have to give away the football, but the 2 points, that means this is now a 2-score game.
Yeah, and that's tough to deal with, isn't it? This little time left. Those 2 points doesn't seem like a lot, but it means everything now. Those are going to be the ones we're going to look back on. Those 2 points right there, the play of the game.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Pulled in at the 24. And Detroit getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long.
But it was stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's got a man complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Well, the offense lining up 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford, and he whips that one incomplete there. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And he'll give it here to his running back. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Oh, no, he lost the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And out now come the Vikings. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Ezekiel Ansah in there for sack number 22 on the year. Just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A very solid gain of 27.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and this is what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And now a first down following that long gain. They're going to look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches have told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Nick Ballore in there with pressure yet again. And that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
The Vikings on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd and 16. He'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. 26 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be a Minnesota first down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll drop to throw. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bell. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 4. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3 and out.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Now they try the right side here. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Defensively, no doubt they need a quick stop. Offensively here, maybe do you put it in the air on second down, or do you go ahead and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving?
A lot of people would ask that question, partner, because sometimes throwing the ball might actually be the path of least resistance. But in this case, it's a matter of trust. How much do you trust your quarterback? Because you throw the ball and it goes awry, you really don't look smart as a coach.
Yeah, then you stop that clock. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The Lions on third down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Back to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
He'll look to throw. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. And he's brought down. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. Back to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. And they get up on it quickly and spike it with just a little over 50 seconds to go. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. He's back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
False start, offense.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
He'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown. And they're an extra point away from taking the lead here in the final minute. The dramatic score to tie it, and now they just need the PAT to get the lead late 4th quarter.
So much for the touchdown maker. It's all about the extra point attempter. And I can't wait to see how this one turns out.
So they're not home yet. Still a critical extra point here to break the tie. And they have got the lead. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. This is something we've seen many times over the course of his career. Can he pull off another 4th quarter comeback?
And it's very strange, isn't it? Because when it's a player of this magnitude, even though the guys on defense have the lead and are sitting in the best spot, they're maybe the most nervous people in the stadium because they've seen this happen to too many people before, too many teams. They've got to find a way to shut him down.
Here we go again for the grizzled vet.
Personal foul. Placement. Defense.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Stafford now to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. He made his only attempt earlier. This for the win. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up alive. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 40. Past the 20. 10. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play. So it doesn't affect the outcome. But a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
One more extra point attempt for good measure. So it is up and good, and what was a one-point game to the very end actually winds up.